Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's GTA video, we're going to be taking a look at some insane Grand Theft Auto 6 leaks that have surfaced over the last couple of days. We'll be talking about the legitimacy of these details, if they're real or fake, and also analyzing the claims that have been made. So these supposed leaks have gained a lot of traction over the last couple of days. In fact, on the Grand Theft Auto 6 subreddit, it's actually the top post of all time. And you might be thinking, well, is this just a new subreddit? No, posts dating back 5 months and longer have been made on this. So it's relatively new, but not like hours old. It's the top post of all time. It's also been covered by some pretty major websites like Dexerto and a couple of others. So it's been starting to get thrown around the internet, and because of that, a lot of people are starting to talk about it. And we're going to be discussing the details of the leak itself and talking about if it's legitimate or not. So let's begin. This comes from a user Temperature Rising 45, which looks to be a throwaway account, so don't take anything from the name. They say, "I don't expect you to believe me, which defeats any real desire to prove myself. With that said, take it as you may." They go on to say, "Expect an announcement around fall 2020. The game will feature San Fierro and Las Venturas. The map is about 4 times the size of GTA 5 and expect the returns of landmarks like Area 51, the Hoover Dam, etc. A few new ones I've seen are a flea market, an amusement park, and a zoo. There's going to be 2 protagonists, 1 male and 1 female. There's a heavier emphasis on interiors, nowhere near every building, but there's a mall, police stations, fast food restaurants, gas stations, and things like that. There's 2 different types of gun stores, ammunition, which sells guns like pistols and sniper rifles, while underground stores will sell crazier things like rocket launchers and satchel charges. Random events are far more interesting and bountiful. I've seen people having a funeral at a graveyard, chasing a dog that got loose, a family camping with an RV. Heists will return and are largely similar, but they're more like optional side missions. Business and real estate are back at a larger degree, complete with their own mission lines. There's a casino, a trailer park, nightclub, etc. There's mini games like carnival games, hunting, bowling, gambling, and boat rafting down rapids. That's all I can remember off the top of my head, but feel free to ask more, call me a liar, etc." So this user did post some more information, replying to a couple of comments on that thread, which we'll touch on in a little bit. But let's first begin with what has been stated in the post. The first is expecting an announcement around fall 2020. So technically, if that were to be true, we would know of GTA 6's existence this time next year. So in my personal opinion, I think that's a little bit too early to get an announcement. Just a little bit, but it certainly wouldn't surprise me. The next thing that's interesting is it features San Fierro and Las Venturas. If that's the case, it kind of goes against every other leak that we've seen so far that had a particular focus on Vice City, even parts of South America, and a little bit of Liberty City. This just features the 2 cities that we didn't see in GTA 5 from the San Andreas map, San Fierro and Las Venturas, which, don't get me wrong, sounds awesome because I feel like there's a lot that Rockstar could do there, but it goes against really everything we've seen so far. And then, of course, some minor details like Area 51, the Hoover Dam, etc. The interesting thing here is 2 protagonists, 1 male and 1 female. Now, other rumors and reports have said that there will be a female main character, so that does kind of line up there. This, however, would be interesting. Why would Rockstar decide to go from 3 protagonists in Grand Theft Auto 5 down to 2? You feel like if they were going to do more than 1, they would still keep 3, just like what they did in GTA 5. So that's kind of interesting. I can't really tell if that conflicts with other leaks and rumors and posts. There's a heavier emphasis on interiors. I like this, but I feel like this is just like wish listing at this point. But I do like the direction, if that is to be true, like being able to go back into malls and police stations and gas stations. All of that sounds really fun. Another thing that sounds interesting, I do like this a lot, is the multiple type of gun stores. The fact that, at a normal ammunition store, you could get, assault rifles, SMGs, but if you really wanted like rocket launchers or sticky bombs, you would have to go to like an underground store, like a black market. That sounds exciting. I really like that. So if this is true, I'm hoping that is the case. Moving on, it looks like the random events that Rockstar established in Red Dead Redemption 2 are only going to get better. In my opinion, that was one of the best parts of RDR2, is running across random encounters and interactions. And so it looks like Rockstar will have those returning in a different sort of way. Heists are also returning, but this time they're more like side missions. That was like the main plot of GTA 5, so it is cool that they're returning, but it's not like the same story. This post also says businesses in real estate are back at a larger degree and with their own mission lines. I think I like that part the best, in that the businesses aren't just there as like a cash grab, like to make you money, but there's more of like a story to them. And then there's going to be more things like hunting and bowling and gambling, things that we could do in like GTA 4 and stuff like that. So that's the post right there. Before we talk about the legitimacy of it, I want to talk about some more things that this individual said. I'm going to go over some of the highlights right now. One person asked if there was going to be a ton of animals like Red Dead Redemption 2. This individual said there's probably not quite as many as RDR2, but more than GTA 5 had. And that does make sense because obviously in Red Dead Redemption 2, you're in the Wild West. You're outside a lot. You would expect to see more animals. Hunting is a huge part of the game, whereas that might not necessarily be the case in GTA 6. Someone asked about the map, and he said it's less vertical like GTA 5 and more horizontal like RDR2. And I guess that would kind of make sense given the geography of where San Fierro is and where Las Venturas is, which is San Francisco and Las Vegas. So San Francisco would probably be on like the edge of the water, whereas Las Venturas would be probably farther to the east, surrounded by desert and mountain ranges. And I'm sure there's going to be like some small towns and forests built in there. Either way, sounds pretty cool. It's kind of similar to the Red Dead Redemption 2 map, where it is more horizontal and less vertical. Speaking of that Project Americas leak, someone said, so there's no Vice City in GTA 6, and this individual says not at all. The Vice City South America leak from a while back was completely made up. So it looks like these two leaks sort of contradict themselves, which I do find to be kind of interesting. Someone also asked, what is the file size? How they know this is a little bit suspicious, and it's one of the reasons why I think this is ultimately fake. Because how on earth would you know something like this, especially when we don't even have the new consoles out, like PS5 and Project Scarlet, but they say it's going to be around 120 to 140 gigabytes, which is going to be a little bit bigger than Red Dead Redemption 2. Someone asked how many airports there was going to be. They said there's 2 main airports, one for each city. There's also one at Area 51 and a few random ones spread around the rural areas. And they also go on to say, and you can also buy tickets to travel between the 2 cities. That's kind of cool. It also makes me wonder how far apart they're going to be, if that's an actual feature where you'll be able to fast travel between the 2 cities. Someone also asked about Liberty City, if it was going to be a part of the game. And this person said protagonists are both siblings from Liberty City, but were forced out of Liberty City. It's featured in the prologue, but only the island of Alderney. So that's kind of like the North Yankton-esque appearance that I'm guessing we will see in GTA 6. Someone also asked, will the game be set in modern times or the past? They confirmed that it is set in modern times, which I would suspect, and that ultimately makes sense. And there's a lot of other questions as well that this individual answers. I will leave a link to this thread in the description, so if you want to check it out for yourself, you can. But now let's talk about if I think this leak is real and if this information is true. And honestly, I'm kind of suspicious of it. I'm going to say it's more than likely fake. And if you guys want a good guideline for how accurate leaks for a game like GTA 6 are likely going to be, Kotaku put out a really good article a couple of days ago talking about how accurate the Grand Theft Auto 5 rumors and leaks were. And at the very end of the article, they talk about what you should look for in GTA 6 rumors and leaks. And they talk about things if it sounds like a giant list, if it mentions older games, if it showcases the map or talks about gameplay. It's probably fake, especially this early on. I'll also leave a link to that in the description as well. And because this person was so willing to give away so much information, this individual had an answer to almost every person's question, which to me was astounding. I think that it's fake. And it also goes against everything else we've seen so far, like the Project Americas leak that says it's going to be taking place in Vice City and feature a female main character, and will be going to Liberty City and South America. It just seems to go against all the things we've seen so far. And it also sort of has that wish list-esque feel to it, like an emphasis on interiors and random events and heists and business and real estate. So if GTA 6 comes out and it has all of these features, well, I will eat my words. But for now, I really do believe this is fake. But this is getting a ton of traction, not only on Reddit, other popular websites that you guys might end up reading video game information and news on. So I just sort of wanted to give my 2 cents on what I've seen, what I think, and if I think it's legitimate, which at the end of the day, I don't think so. I could be proved wrong, and I'd love to be proved wrong because a lot of this sounds awesome. But right now, this post really just seems too good to be true. And there was also no proof provided either. Now, I know that's kind of hard when someone's trying to be anonymous, but that would have made this a little bit easier to believe if at least there was some semblance of proof that everything they were saying could have been backed up. But I'd love to pass this question on to you guys. What do you think about this GTA 6 leak and report? Let me know your thoughts, opinions more in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. If you guys did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you guys are new. You want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and Red Dead Redemption videos that I'm doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.